Hello everyone, and welcome back to yet another episode of Parking System with Laravel and VueJs, which turned out to be Nuxt.js, but it's kind of the same thing since we're using the SPA mode. Okay, so let's get into it. The topic of today will be authentication handled on the front-end side. We already have the backend stuff. If we take a look here, we have the registration endpoint and the token issuing endpoint. I still think we will need the... One moment, please. Right. We'll need the forgot password functionality, but we'll get to that. So let's start with the front end. What we want to build today is this page and design it properly. Hello, Donna. And also the registration page. Also managing permissions, so we should not be able to go on this page if we are authenticated, and on the registration page as well. We'll handle that with middlewares on Nuxt.js side. And yeah, let's go with the implementation. All right, so this is the default go-to package for authentication with Nuxt.js. And we are using on the backend Sanctum, but the implementation here is not exactly what I want to do. What Sanctum does, or what they actually suggest here strongly, that in a browser you should use the cookie-based stuff. But that means your request will be stateful, and I kind of wanted to avoid that, since we maybe might use this for a mobile application or something in the future. Yeah, so I want to keep everything stateless, JWT style. So instead of going with Sanctum, we'll go with JWT option. So let's go with the setup. We're using npm. Okay, now that it's in, let's go to the configuration. Step 1, in the modules, we request this, and we also put the authentication part. All right, so with this out of the way, let's continue with setting up JWT stuff. So I guess we're just gonna grab this from here. And we're gonna use the, this is the name that you can put whatever name you want in here. So let's put something like auth JWT. We're gonna use the Laravel JWT stuff, so that is correct. The URL in this case will be the env variable that we have defined. So process env API URL, and you can see the auto-completion here. Next, when you specify like this, the property that we have, let's check it in the token. So we have access token. So that is correct. We don't need the message in this case. We're not gonna use the refresh token, and the endpoints that we have to specify. We will use a login. So this will be relative to the URL that we set here. So this will be auth token, and this is exactly what we put in here in our backend. So auth token, and we have the base URL of the API already specified here. Okay, and the method in this case is post. Okay, next endpoint should be user, and the URL for this is, let's check it again, should be /me. Okay, and the method is get. Let's put this on same line, or no, So method get. Okay, now this should take care of the base setup. Let's go and create the pages. So this is how you create pages in Nuxt.js. We'll have a login page. And we'll have a register page. And let's make, for the sake of it, one more called account. Not sure exactly this will stay account, but let's keep it account for now. And we're gonna test the middleware stuff here. Okay, so login. All right. Let's also start the server. And we can find that at 3000 when that is complete. So I believe we have a issue here. Wait, we have not implemented anything yet, so let's pause that for a moment. So go away for now while I implement this. What is the issue? Access to... Well, let's try something else. Right, so we should have this available at localhost 8000, and we'll deal with the issue later. So I believe this is a course issue. So let's put this here. Actually, localhost at 8000/API. And since this will be coming from the same domain, we should not have the issue anymore. And we'll look into a better solution later. So I changed the env variable. I'm not sure if I have to recompile this, but just to be on the safe side. Okay, so now we don't have any issues, and we are making the request successfully. I think I can uncomment the off stuff. And since I don't have anything, it will try to go to user, but the user will be 401. API auth refresh. Okay, let's handle the login stuff first. So we have the login page, and we'll do this with a simple button here. And let's say build, how do you want to call this? Build payload. And then we'll have an actual call to the method of authentication. So usually how we do this, I make a store and I call it authentication.js, and I put my stuff in here that I want to reuse. So in this case, I want to export some actions, and first one will be an async login, and this will accept the commit and the payload, and we'll have here implement auth. Another method will be register, and this will be implement post request to the register endpoint. Okay, so now that we have this, let's import the map actions from Vuex, and we'll map this, I think it's like this, map actions. And we'll have the registration, the login first. So, and this will be just on the login page. So when we click on this, we want to prevent the default behavior to go to the link, and let's call the function build payload. Okay, so this goes here. Let's create a payload, and we will call login functionality, the login function with that payload. So this login, and the payload that we want to pass is, well, let's go with a user that I have. I think I have, I'm not sure. So we send an email, we send a password, and I believe this was password. Okay. So let's test that we are safe until this point, and let's console log the payload. So back in the client, click on this, and if I could spell this right, console.log. Okay, no errors yet. Click. We have the payload, and we can do the authentication now. So let's go to the documentation and see how it's done. So I think let's grab this. Okay. And I think we have to await this, as this is an async. So without login with, and here we put the name that we specified in the strategy. So the strategy name and the argument that we want to pass. We can grab them from the payload. So payload.email and payload.password. Alrighty, and this should actually be everything for us to allow the login functionality. So let's check that everything is okay. Okay, back to the front end. Let's check the, oh, what is this? I don't want any of this here. Where are you? Storage, clear everything. Start from scratch, so just this value. Now we click here, it's making the request. Let's have this open. Okay, so it's going to the correct endpoint. It's sending the correct payload, and we're getting a response back with an access token. And let's check the database that we have the access token generated. And we do. Now, this is a polymorphic table. The user is referencing the user model, and the tokenable ID is the user ID. We're gonna use all the abilities. And the nice thing about this, so if we were to use the cookie-based stuff, this would have been a little bit of an issue while having the front end on a different domain than the backend. And also when you want to scale, it's pretty tough to keep the session alive if you have multiple servers. Yeah, and you're doing load balancing. I guess the only solution that comes to my mind now would be to use a server in between, so a common server responsible only for handling these sessions. And that sounds like an overhead issue. So yeah, with stateless, we will generate the token, we get the token back, but the disadvantage of having the JWT token is in case of a security breach, the token has an expiration date, but you can't remove it from anywhere to disable the access for the user. I mean, you can maybe disable the user so he won't be able to access the application, but if he steals the JWT token, it's kind of, well, that's a big drawback of JWT. So in this case, we have the token, so it's still like a JWT token, but this is a sanctum specific token, so you cannot decode the information out of this. But so we reload now. We have the info here, so it's accessing correctly the me endpoint. But if we were to delete this token now and refresh the page, we will get a 401. So we are unauthenticated. So we're handling this like a normal authentication without an SPA, without JWT, but we're using the token. So let's go back to login, we're fine. And we'll add this. Let's remove the BG green and BG red, so we don't get that annoying. Yes, better. Okay, now what we want next to achieve is when we are authenticated, we should not be able to go to this page. So let's handle that. I think this is pretty easy with this. If we check the middleware section, I think all we have to do is specify the auth guest. So only if you're a guest, you should be able to go on this page. So let's see if this will work. Okay, so go to login. It's not doing what I expected. Just clear everything. We are on login. So we are a guest. We should be able to leave here. But if we click login, we should get redirected and go back to login, and we should not be able to access this. So the guest middleware is not doing what it should do. Let's see. Let me read this. So let's handle this in a different way. Let's go with the hacky way, I guess. So Nuxt middleware. Okay. Right. Is it coming by default with all these middlewares, or should I create my own middleware? Let's try to create my own. So okay, there's no middlewares. It is. So let's do auth.js, and let's take the stuff from here. Actually, I think I have a better example here in a different project. All right, auth. Well, this is using GraphQL, but it should not be any different. Okay. Let's check the API. How do we know if we are authenticated or not? So let's console log the user. Comment this for now. And I think we should already see the console log. Not. Let's say something. Do we have to provide a name for this? I think it's just taking the name of this. Let me check back here. Yeah. Middleware. And let's grab, well, we want to be able to access this only if we are guest. So let's make the guest middleware. Wait, let me read this again. Maybe I'm missing something really obvious. Okay, let's see this. In login, let's remove this one first and go with guest. Let's see, maybe it has the default middleware. So back to this. All right, a non-guest middleware. I think we're on the right path. All right, let's grab this. Guest only page. And this will be auth. Okay, let's see what we have. Okay. I'm not using auth here, am I? I am. And this should be auth only page and guest only page. Okay. Okay, guest only page. So we are not on this. Let's see how we can check. Back to this. Let's check again the auth. Let's see what we have in context. Actually, let's say Nuxt access store in middleware. I think we can just use store directly. Let's see if we can. So store auth. So there's no store in here. I think I should access it with store, not auth. And logged in. Okay, so we are logged in. Very cool. So if the user is logged in, we should redirect it. And let's go directly to home. See if this works. All right. Okay, so now we go on the login page. We are authenticated and we're not allowed to go to that page. I think this is it. And we're gonna do the same for auth. So if, okay, let's also accept the app on store. So if the user is not logged in, then we'll redirect it to homepage. Make sense? And let's apply the middlewares to account. So this should be account page, and this is supposed to be account. Login already has the middleware of guest. Okay. Let's copy the stuff. I think we're still gonna use the actions, and we also gonna need the register in here. So register page, register action. We're building the payload. Now in this case, let's make a new request, but okay, one at a time. We need to be guest to access the register page. That is correct. Let's test this one first. I am logged in now. If I go to register, I should get redirected to homepage. That is correct. Now let's check the account page. Oh. So without middleware, we should be able to access it. Is it saying account page? Yes. Okay. Middleware, you need to be authenticated to go to this page. So now you should still be able to access it, but if we log the user out, we'll get redirected to login, and this is exactly what we want. So let's handle the registration page now, and then we'll make it beautiful. So click on the registration. Alrighty. This is another async function, and we will await for this register, and let's pass the payload. So this calls register here is not implemented yet, but let's build the payload first. Let's check backend registration, what this needs. Email, name, email, password, and also has to be confirmed. So name, email, and this can be like this, password, and password confirmation, name, demo account, email, demo, email.com, and let's also have first a validation error. So if we're gonna use the default password, we should get that the password is compromised, because it's a pretty basic password, so we shouldn't allow for that. Okay, so register, clicks here, sends the payload. Let's implement the functionality here. So what this should do is make a post request, and the endpoint is auth register. Oh, and we also have to pass this. So API auth register with the data. Okay, let's see, or I think we can actually pass this directly. payload, since we pass only this stuff. Okay, let's check. So, not authenticated. Clicking here, unprocessable entity. And I think that's exactly what we want, because we have the validation error. So the given password has da 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 da. Okay, so we'll handle the validation as well, but for now let's implement the happy path. So let's make a more complex password. All right, sending this should, in theory, create the account. Now to do implement validation or show the error somehow, and then we can access the login. So the return of the register endpoint will be a empty payload with a 201. So we'll know that that was a success, and if this is successful, it will pass to the next block, and this will log in and will pass the same data. So for now, let's hard code this stuff. Wait, that's supposed to be the email. And this is supposed to be the password. So with a bit of luck, we will have a new user here. And after that, we will log him in. Okay. Register. Success. So we registered successfully. We got this back. We got a 201. So that was successfully created. After that, we make a request to /API token. We get a new token back, and this token is set in our cookies. And from here, we make a request to the me endpoint, and we get the account details. So all nice and dandy. Let me try something actually. Close, close, close. Okay. So at this point we have the registration, but let's make it nice. So let's clear everything from here and go to the login page. Register login. Okay, let's go login first. Let's make it nice. So we are using Tailwind CSS. Yeah. So we'll make the main container, and if we wanna, let's confirm this. I'm gonna split this in two. We'll have a flex grow and a flex grow, and this will be hidden on mobile. So let's see. Div, this will be left. This will be right. And flex, just flex for now. Oh, and main edge screen, because we want to have the full height of the screen. So now this will look nothing like we want, but let's start. Flex 1, or is it flex grow? Flex 1. Alrighty, we got something. But we want this to be hidden by default. Since we're going mobile first, let's go mobile first. So this is hidden on mobile, and on large displays, we'll make this block. So let's see. Left, and only on large display the right one appears, and this will be yeah, the SVG. Okay, so back in here, So this will be a max width of SM, and this will be the actual form inside. And let's set some padding of 2. Okay. Back to this. Just one moment. All right. I think I know how I have to continue here. So this will, okay, this will be a flex call, and we'll have the items justified center. We'll have padding top, top and bottom, and then we're padding X of 6. Alrighty, and next the form will be and will be in the center. Okay, we're getting there. Alright, now what I'm gonna do is steal some forms from here. So let's take this sign in. Sign. Oh, this is what I want. Okay, and I want this section, so HTML. Let's go to the code and take the email part. Or actually, let's, you know what, let's copy the whole section from here. And we will delete what we don't want. Did I take the... Okay, let's take the whole thing. Alrighty. So sign into your account. We don't have a trial stuff. Alrighty. This will be the logo. Let's keep it like this for now. We won't have social authentication for now, so this can go away as well. Remove. Or continue with, this is the only thing we have. Okay. Email, password. Remember, sign in. Beautiful. Okay, let's add the stuff in here. So return. Wait, I think I'm missing something. Data return. Email, empty email. Password, empty password. Now, clicking on the and submit dot prevent. We want to call this build payload. So for email address, right, let's keep like this for now. So we're gonna bind this to the email, and let's do the same with password. We don't need the remember me functionality. Okay. So clicking on this now will not do anything yet because we have to map this here. So this will grab the email, this will grab the password. Okay, that should be it. Hello in the chat. Alright, clicking on this should make the request, and it's doing it. So, success. So that was the login page for mobile. Let's go to the wider screen, and we have this nice image here. So let's grab another one. From Unsplash, login. Alrighty. This is called parking Frontend. We're gonna put this in static and say, call this login BG. Okay. Where did it go? Okay. Okay, this looks cool. And we could actually do, I think it's called Optimizilla. And let's optimize this a bit. This is pretty big right now. Actually, I don't think it needs to be that size. Right, let's change the image size to, yeah, it's way too big. Right, no need for PNG, save, and let's actually overwrite this. Cool. Back to our Optimizilla. Let's see if we get any improvements with it. Okay, let's keep it like this for now. So this should be a bit faster. Okay, back to the registration page. We can actually copy the template from here and yeah, copy the template, yes. Create an account. Okay. Email, we also need a name. Name, text, auto completion, yes, required. Oh, actually first was name, email, password, and password confirmation. And let's bind them now. So password, so name binds to name, email to email, password to password, and password confirmation. Okay. Instead of having this an href, let's have Nuxt link, and 2 should be login. Back to the registration page. Have an account? Yes. Let's put in a field in here as well, text or a link. So that is the sign-in page. Let's see how this will look. Okay, good. So Nuxt link, this will go to registration page and create an account. Already have an account, go back to login. So this is a pretty easy implementation. Well, this is how you do links in Nuxt. Let's have some classes on here. Maybe I can grab the link from class from here. Okay. Already have an account. Good. So let's try to create the account now. Unique email and password 1515 and register. So back to network, clicking here. What? I have a unique. I think I know the mistake. I am not binding this in here. Okay. Okay. And after this is done, we will log into, well, email, same email, password. Will it squeak if I remove this section? Okay, click register. We created the account. We got the token. we got logged in and we have the me information. So let's create the account link here, account URL. So on the index page, relative, let's put this on here. Let's create actually a component for this and say menu. Okay, I don't think I need anything else for now. So let's import the menu. Alright, now let's call the menu in here. Menu. Alright. And this should be menu content. And this style it now. So absolute top top 4 right 4. Let's see how this looks like. Where is it? Let's go with this for now. I don't see my content. Oh, okay. So that was not, this is not an allowed name or what? App menu. Cool. Oh, let's bring the map back. See that we have the correct. Great. So let's put a padding of 4. And let's put the first one. This will be to account. Alright, so now let's think about this for a moment. Oh, we can grab the information like we did in the middleware. So if yeah. So if the user is logged in, we'll show him the account page, account link, and otherwise we'll show him the register. So the user is logged in now. We click on here, we go to the account. If the user is, well, let's make it also a bit nicer. Let's check the wireframe. So just 2 buttons, and yeah, let's grab some buttons from here. Number 1. No background in this case. Actually, let's try something. This will be let's check first the tailwind stuff. Do I have any conflicts with btn? Nope. So btn main will apply all these classes. And I think I have specified the components. Oh, I have not used it yet. So all of this btn main. There we go. This is how you extract components with Tailwind if you don't like the long classes. Let's clear this, and we have the login and register. Let's put some more padding between them. px4 flex space x2. Good. So clicking on this, should we go to cool, create account, cool. Let's log back in. Okay, so we have the flow of creating a user, logging in a user. Well, I guess we also need the logout functionality. And let's make this a bit nicer. Or, yeah, let's keep this for the next episode. Okay, I think this covers everything that I wanted to cover with related to authentication and security in this case. So a little recap. On backend, we use Sanctum. We got 2 endpoints, registration. This will create a user. So we have the email, password, name, email, and password. This one is unique. This one has to be confirmed and secure. Creating this will store an entry in the user's table. We return back 201. Then hitting the token endpoint. This is the payload. We attempt to authenticate. If not, we return the message. We grab the user, we generate a token, and we return the token back. And let's go through the flow again. Okay. This should make the request token, and then the next endpoint is me, and this just returns the authenticated user in a user resource. Okay, I think that's all I wanted to cover for today, so thank you for tuning in. and see you next time. Thank you.